But yeah, so let's make a tier list. You know, we'll be top tier, we'll be strong, we'll be might be weaker, might struggle. I feel like there's gonna be like one or a few characters that might struggle. So, for context, Fexel 3.0 is gonna have a mix of AD mechanics and Fexel mechanics. So this is mostly the core mechanics of the game, like what characters can do without meter, is more aligned to what Fexel is, right? There's running, there's chains, there's dash momentum, all that sort of stuff, right? And on the mechanics side with meter, it's more of an AD thing. So there's guard cancel. There's EX illusion. There's guard cancel now implemented from Fexel. There's also air chains. There's EX arrow, which is from another dash, and there is also sidestepping as well. And also there's EX dash, so you can cancel anything into a EX dash. So if you're doing a move that's unsafe or you want more pressure, you can EX dash as well. Now it is confirmed that the normals during EX dash do chip, and also while you air block, you do take chip damage. I can't confirm or deny right now if you can die from regular chip damage, like from specials and supers. In AD currently, you can chip out only with super, which I don't like. I'd rather just use a special and then you can chip them out. However, we know for sure that EX dash causes chip, and you can't chip out with EX dash normals. So it's not like Berserker and Pure Skogi, so that might be a lot better. And you get 7 bars at the beginning of a round. You are unable to build bar in that game. So those 7 bars that you get, those are the 7 bars you get for the rest of the round. And at the beginning of the round, you get 7 bars again to do whatever you want. So either use it defensively, use it offensively. Stuffed crust. Ooh, that sounds good actually. Yeah, but the biggest difference is also when you cause. So another big change with Fexel 3.0 is that when you dash and you do a chain that ends in a heavy normal, that's not sweep. You actually launch them into the air, and you can jump up and do an aerial combo chain, or you can stay grounded and probably do a juggle combo, because there is a free juggle state off of that launch. Now the damage isn't exceptionally high. There is a little bit of scaling, of course, but it's not as much scaling as EX dash. And we can also confirm that there are level 3 supers in the game, because Alan's super from AD is coming to the game. Hopefully every single character gets a level 3, because there are some characters missing, like I believe Skullo doesn't have one, Garuda doesn't have one, Blair doesn't have one, and then I know Jack Shadowgeist do? Yeah, I can't recall who's missing. I think, also Pullum doesn't have one as well. And yeah, Darun has one, D.Dark has one, yeah. So, we're not sure, but we've got confirmation from Mike that that they want to make it a new game. So hopefully with that, they're going to have it on Steam and PS5 at the very least. It is made in Unreal 5, because I can tell based on the graphics and the updates and whatnot. And they were messing around, and Miharu-san did tweet out that he's been messing with Unreal 5 and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. And also, that means, if it's a new game, that the rollback is going to be even better, because an AD was massively improved from Fexel's rollback, even though both are great. It's going to be even better. So, I'm thinking it might be the best netcode out when it comes out, whenever that is. So, hopefully, it's not just updated to Fexel. Hopefully it's just a new game, and this version of Fexel can still live on, because I still love it, to be honest. I think most of us will move on to the newest one, because why would you keep playing? But I think maybe for, retro sake and nostalgia, we'd go back and play it once in a while. Yeah, also Rob, if everyone has 200 HP and everyone starts with 7 meter, is there any character that can kill you with just 7 supers? That's a good question. I don't know. I think it would depend on the hit, right? Because I think scaling would just take too much precedent. I don't think so. Maybe Terry. Right? Alan can do a shit ton of damage. I know that. I wonder how much damage like Justice Fist Triple Break would do. Like, would that equal like 20% left? But again, I'm thinking the scaling would be too much, right? Same with Geyser. Geyser's really good, and you can do a lot of damage, but are you really going to kill? I believe so, yeah. Yeah, so you can probably do Barrier, but I think Barrier causes a hard knockdown state. You can't juggle into it. I don't think you can do Skull Barrier into, as like, once you do Skull Barrier, I think it's over. It's like Kiraneki fully charged. You can't continue further because you're put in that flipping state, which is a hard knockdown. And it's unjuggable. Oh, you don't mean in one combo, just raw super hits. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about who I think will be strong, who will be weaker, might struggle. I think Kairi, let's start in order. So I think Kairi will be pretty damn good. I think he'll be pretty solid. He has an air special, or an air unique attack. He has the dive kick, the one angle dive kick. It's not a special, unfortunately, so he can't cancel into it from his chain. But he does have two air supers, the air fireball super. So I imagine after an air combo, right, the last hit causes a hard knockdown or slams him down. He can do air super afterward to like do super fireball setup, and he can probably pressure after, which is really, really, really good, right? Also, he has the dive kick super. So after a chain, maybe he doesn't finish with the heavy and cancels into air dive kick super, and he'll be able to keep going, right? That's really, really good for one bar off a launch. Super reliable damage. Off one bar, I imagine it's going to be really good. I don't know if EX moves are in the game, but if EX Fireball makes it, it's going to be very, very good. I hope there's EX moves. I hope there is. I hope. But I think it might be too crazy, though, right? Who knows? I'm okay if they're there or not, but, you know, hopefully they've thought about it. Kairi's going to be strong. I don't know if he'll be top tier, because the fireball thing is still really weak, so they'd have to balance him otherwise. Like, they'd have to make his fireball recovery a lot faster, because right now it's very slow. He also has Air Tatsu as well, and Air Tatsu is very good for picking up juggles, so I imagine it's going to be amazing as well in this version as well. So I think if he gets touched up at all, I think he'll be top tier. If currently, as he is, I think he'll just be strong. So we'll see how he turns out. Excuse me. I'm going to pop one of these Ricolas. It's a mountain herb. I'm coughing a lot still. Shirase. So Shirase, because of running and chains, Shirase and Hokuto are very strong. I think with limited meter and the fact that you can't build bar, their juggle combos don't do that much damage, right? But they're very good at building bar though. So because you can't build bar anymore, if they keep that, they're gonna not be as strong. However, due to the running and due to the chains, they have an amazing sweep that now you can just cancel into forward heavy kick, which is the way to keep it safe. The pushback is safe. It's a great poke. Also a great frame trap if you delay it. And they're very, very fast. They have excellent jumps. Having a meterless way to juggle is great because then they can just use their meter for damage. Like their fan super is going to be buffed instantly because now you don't have to spend bar to juggle, which is really nice. Obviously, the juggle super is still going to be useful because of if you do a juggle launcher with the chain and you do an air combo and you figure out a way to get a grounded juggle to keep going, you can juggle them again with the super, right? So there's going to be that kind of stuff, right? Don't know how, again, we don't know how much scaling is going to cause after you do a juggle, after you do an air combo. Does that add scaling exponentially versus if you just did a regular grounded combo, right? We don't know. Yeah, so 60 plus with 2 meter. Exactly, yeah. And Shirase has easier launchers, easier juggles, and more utility because she has the overhead, she has a mix-up, so to speak, and she also has the palm, which is great for nullifying fireballs, can be made plus on block, and it's very, very quick. It's kind of like a fuck neutral move, but it's not super rewarding because it just causes a knockdown, right? And it goes flying, and the damage is not high at all, so... And you can't really spam it. It's not really that kind of move. But once in a while, you know, you just throw it out. I think she won't be top tier because you can't build bar. But I think she'll be solid. Probably the top end of solid. Yeah. Yeah, it depends, right? Again, it depends on the scaling. I don't know how much scaling launcher and air combos do. So if you do both and then you still keep comboing, does it add exponential amount of scaling? I don't know. We'll have to see, because that'll dictate everything. If they're keeping the AD scaling, I imagine super usage and as few hits as possible are going to do the most damage. Right? Garuda. Now, Yakshuga fixed a lot of problems. If that exists still in this version, I don't imagine it will, because it's taking more of AD's meter mechanics. So I'm not sure. Broken if Shirase can start that strong. That's true. True. But we'll have to see, right? Garuda, I think, will be weaker. Because without Yakshuga, he's going to suck. More so. The launcher is nice. He doesn't have any air supers, though. Or air specials, which is a big issue. He has air supers, but hopefully... So, a change they made in another dash is they actually made his air Beyblade, his air Kinebu, steerable. Which is actually really important, because now you can actually convert. So if you miss the conversion and your air super starts to whiff, you can direct it to actually hit. You can also correct it to make it safe and recover further away if you don't want the Oki, right? You just want to hit them and get away. You can steer it on the ground, of course, but the air version being steerable is very key. So if they include that in this version, I think he'll be way better for his air combos. If they don't, I think he's going to be weaker. But we'll see. We don't know which version of the character that these characters are emulating. We don't know if it's more so the 80 version. We don't know if it's more so the Fexel version. We only saw the Justice Fist changes, and we saw the Fire Force pushback being the 80 version. So it makes me think that maybe they're starting from an 80 perspective, right? So that also might mean that Garuda's drill, the Goga, nullifies projectiles. We don't know that. Because it does that in 80, doesn't do that in Fexel. We'll have to see. Yeah, I think he'll be weaker. He might struggle, because he is still slow. So if they buff his speed, well, I think he might struggle. To be honest, I think he might struggle. Well, I'll have to find out and see. I don't know. Scullo. So Scullo, if he so in 80 they changed him quite a bit. He lost a lot of his versions. They took away most of his moves, so that now there's only like one version of each move. He only has Scullo Slide, Scullo Head, Skull Crusher, right? Skull Crusher, he has all the versions, but if you... It's going to be interesting, because he doesn't really have any weaknesses in 80, and in 80 he's extremely strong, because now there's no dashing, so you can't punish his Skull Crusher easily. It's very safe and spammable. It's probably the worst move in 80 for the game. It's probably the most meta crushing move ever. His supers are excellent. His buttons are good. His jump is great. Cross up normal is excellent. He has air. He has plenty of air. He has air super, like the air skull crusher, and he has many pickups with his supers as well. Plus, Scullo Ball is really scary. I imagine there'll be situations where he can do a combo, and if it's at 50% life, he does one combo, and he does Scullo Ball afterwards. You might be dead. You have EX Illusion to use whenever you want. You can use it on hit, so during a hit you can use it. So I wonder how that will interact with Scullo specifically. I think he's going to be strong. Might be top tier. He'll be above Kairi for sure, I think. Because Scullo is a menace in AD. He's super strong, and I think he's already like a sleeper strong character in Vanilla Fexel as well. Darun. Darun has air grabs. And also Skull has an air grab as well. And Garuda too. What makes me curious, I don't know if we can test this before the game launches, but I wonder if you can air grab during your air combo. If you can like do part of your air combo and then go for a grab to air grab, because all air grabs cause a hard knockdown, and most of them put you right next to them and give you great Oki. So that's gonna be really good. That's gonna be really good if possible. Or even if you can just launch them and air grab for the Oki, that's really, really nice, because Oki is very important, and if you can get a safe jump, which most hard knockdowns can give you some sort of, meaty or safe option, right? How are you going to play Fexel 3.0? Are you going to use all your confirms and resources as much damage as quickly as possible? Or are you going to use your confirms meter to force your opponent to use all their meter? Yeah, true, right? That's going to be a big thing, because, Do you want to use your bar for defense? Do you want to use your bar for offense? Are you going to use a mix of both? Are you going to stick to only offense? Are you going to stick to only defense, right? Are you going to, if you're struggling as a weaker player, are you going to use your defensive Gogi more to have more chances to win in where you're strong at, right? That's going to be the big thing, right? Definitely agree with you. It's going to add a lot of nuance to player meter management and skill. And I think it's going to make people who are weak at the game a bit weaker, and people who are really good at the game a lot better. Which I'm happy with. That's a good thing, right? Yeah, it'll take you back to like a Gogi-less Fexel, basically. Because I don't think it's going to feel like AD, because you'll have running, you'll have backdashing, right? It's going to be a lot better, right? Yeah, I like how it forces interactions too. And you can use everything and go nuts, but, you know, then you're going to have nothing left, right? Darun. I think Darun probably with all the, you know, EX illusion activations, stuff like that. I wonder if you get hit with the Indra Bridge super, that you'll be able to EX illusion instantly and basically beat him to the recovery and punish him for it. The combo controls that Miharu-san posted does say that if you press an attack button after your EX illusion, you lose all the invincibility. So that's one thing to note as well. I think he will be solid. I don't think he'll be weaker than his current version. I think he'll be probably a little better. We'll have to see. EX dash is really useful because he can like go for command grab, I imagine, cancel into EX dash, right? EX arrow Darun, yeah, definitely. And again, if he can air grab, because his Darun grab is his DDT in the air is really, really good. It's really, really good. And his normals are very strong as well, so makes me curious. Alan, I see no differences. The reason why Alan is strong because of his easy juggle combos, but he's even better when he can dash because he gets more damage from his juggles. So I feel like Alan he's too hard to nerf. You can't nerf him enough to, like, you'd have to take away options basically to nerf him. He's so strong because he has an excellent DP, probably the best DP next to Terry. Amazing juggle potential, amazing damage. Justice Fist is such high damage, single hit, so low scaling on his juggles, and really good normals, good chains he can use as well. And he doesn't have to spend bar to kill you in this version anyway. Like, he can just do a chain into pressure. His fireball is really good too, better than Kyrie's actually. I think he's gonna be one of the best still. Yeah. He doesn't have an air super though, or air special, which might make him weaker, but I don't know. We'll have to see how that balances out, right? It depends on all the other questions I've raised so far, right? Let Alan do EX dash combos in between his launchers, and you can 100%. Yeah, maybe. But EX dash does scale a lot, so keep in mind. I think I have time for one more character to talk about. Yeah. Okay, so D.Dark. Yeah, so I'm gonna go down and get food in just a sec, so then I'll continue the list, but I can see him driving right now. D.Dark though. I think D.Dark, he lacks the mobility, the air movement, air options, right? His screen control is gonna be good. If you can just sidestep the bombs though, and the dark wires, he's not gonna be as strong for sure. I think he might just be a bit weaker, to be honest. Zoning will be difficult. The meter cancel and usage is gonna be good, but I don't know. He has to get buffed to be better. But alright guys, give me one sec. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Hope you guys had a good break. With his wire could track sidesteppers. I agree. Very vortex heavy if they make his normals a little faster. I mean, that's the thing. If he has EX prominence, that's going to be huge, right? And it's, again, it's all key to what you can sidestep. Because the wire... Because once you sidestep, he has to pull it back, right? So if you... Like, I imagine... Actually, you know what? This is my thinking. If people are going to sidestep, right? You can just Dark Wire again and punish it. Because it looks more committal. I think it's like... He's in between here, right? I would probably say he'd have to be buffed in certain ways for him to be up here or even up here. But it all depends on what the game allows you to do, right? Maybe releases it a la Scorpion. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Because in AD as well, keep this in mind. In AD, they removed his anti-air Dark Wire, right? All he has in AD is his upward bomb. He can throw the bomb up, and it like bounces a little bit. It floats, it flies up in the air and explodes. And it's very good for building bar. Now he can't do that if that's the case. And his Dark Wire, he can't do the Dark Hold anymore, where if you just hold it, a little spark goes through and then like bursts. In AD, he can just do the pull, right? Because the spark actually is really, really good for Oki if you do it in the corner. So that's going to be interesting. I hope they're more in favor of mixing more of the stuff. Like they keep the old Fexel moveset while adding the AD changes to those existing moves. I hope they don't take stuff away. That's what I'm hoping. An offensive mechanic? I mean, I don't think it's gonna be. Like, you think maybe in neutral and you're trying to get into a more aggressive state because you're trying to hit the side of them? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure if there'll be a sidestep attack. I wouldn't imagine there would be, to be honest. Blair, though. Let's see Blair. So Blair is already really solid in Fexel. Her only downside is damage, honestly. But she is probably, like, low-key, don't let Arneezy hear this, but she is probably the best character with no bar. She doesn't need bar to kill you. She converts every time into shoot kick that causes a free launch, and she has mirrorless options for really good damage. Right? She struggles in spending bar, and in a game where your bar is limited, she's gonna eventually win. Like, she easily can do tons of damage. She's got air super, the fairy spear, right? So her air combo is going to be even more damaging, right? Lightning sword is already nuts. So I wonder if sidestep's gonna be a thing that avoids it. Who knows? Maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, she doesn't need bar. I think she'll be top tier. I think she might be above Alan, honestly. I wonder if Sliding Arrow tracks sidestep too. That's also curious. Yeah, like she's gonna be nuts. Fast movement, fast speed, fast jump, good normals, confirmable combos, free meterless juggle, right? Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see. Jack. So Jack's an interesting one. He's meter dependent. For like why he's busted is his metered combos, right? Like his Jack upper, easy juggles, very, very easy combos to do lots of damage. I think Jack is probably one of those contenders that might kill you in one combo, but I don't think it's possible because of scaling. He'll do a lot. I'm curious to see once the game comes out, in whatever state it is. I wonder, like, I'm gonna test definitely Jack, Terry, and Alan and see if they can potentially kill you or get close to it. Because that's going to be interesting, right? But the thing about this, though, Robin, is that because all these characters can kill you, right? With 7 bars, don't forget, EX Illusion works on hit. So while you're getting comboed, at any point, the opponent can just choose to EX Illusion and get out, right? So even if they can kill you, that's totally fine, right? That's what's really interesting. That's what I like about this. That I hope it's not like Breakaway, in that, in like Mortal Kombat 11 Breakaway, where that you can break EX Illusion out and get a full punish. Hopefully the players have agency to control and limit how people can get punished. Hopefully the EX Illusion is just an escape option, and maybe you get like advantage or pressure back. But I don't think you get a punish. I hope that's what is the case. Unless they do some stupid mistake and they do go into a super with a lot of animation and they EX Illusion that. Like, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Have to see. Have to really see. But yeah, I think Jack is tempting to be strong because he's got a lot of special moves. He has no air special, no air super, unfortunately. He doesn't really need meter. His dash straight is plus on block if you crouch block it. And his command grab goes into a safe jump, and you can loop it. You can like whiff jump medium punch to fake a jump attack and then go for a command grab when you land. Or you just get a safe jump into free pressure. And if he keeps his EX dash straight, he's going to be nuts because you can side switch, go into command grab automatically from that, right? And he's got really good normals too. People don't think he's got good normals, but he's really strong. I think he's going to be... He'll be definitely strong. He'll be stronger than Kairi, I think. I don't know. This is hard to say. I think that's a toss-up between the two. I think it'll be like this. Right? Shadow Geist. Okay, now this is an interesting one. So Shadow Geist is very, very meter dependent on why he's so good in Fexel. Now in AD, he's even stronger, but for a different reason. He's stronger because he has these geyser. So his Shadow Break, where he punches the ground and like a green explosion hits. In AD, it actually has 3 different spacings based on the kick strength you press. So there's like close, medium, and far. Feels like a Mortal Kombat move, sort of. And it's really fast in AD compared to Fexel Vanilla. And in Vanilla, like, the EX one is like a shadow of what it is in AD. Because it's very slow in the Fexel version, but like in AD, it's amazing. Very fast, very hard to... He controls the screen anywhere he is. He also has the dive kick, right? So without running, without a backdash, you can't space yourself to make the dive kick with. And it's also a special, so you can cancel normals from it, air normals from it. He also has the somersault in the air. So I think Shadow Geist is going to be nuts. He also has the air super, air 720, that is basically his air demon. And he also has Rising as well, which is his like basically dive kick super. Yeah, I think Shadow Geist is low-key either busted or terrible. I think there's no in between for Shadow Geist. I don't think there's anything. There's not going to be solid, struggle. But honestly, based on what I've seen with AD Shadow Geist, I think he's going to be top tier. Maybe here. It depends how much AD stuff he gets. But if he's more like AD, he's going to be up here. If he's more like Fexel, he'll be down here. Because he has tons of utility. Right? Like tons of utility. I don't know. He's going to be insane. To be quite honest. Sanane. So Sanane is one of those characters who is she is at most the highest strength in Fexel right now because of Infinity. Her with infinite bar is nuts. Obviously the bar has to recover, but her staff throw, it puts you into pressure. It puts you into a mix-up some of the time. And it's excellent for combo potential. Like her combo potential like exponentially climbs higher when you have staff super in the mix. I don't know if she'll be with it in a game again. This is a Hokuto Shirase problem. Like she has worse normals and combos outside of bar. She's not a damaging combo character for sure. She just has many ways to pick up combos and to punish people for certain things. And her staff is going to be really interesting, right? Because it has a lot of recovery. And I wonder, so the big thing to make her weak or strong is that if you do part of the Rekka, so let's say you do one staff attack and you sidestep during that part, if you press another Rekka, does that maintain that distance, or does it correct to where the opponent now is after the sidestep? Because if it stays on that path that you've already committed to, she's going to be a lot weaker, because then she'll be easily punished. You just have to stop and then recover, and hopefully you can block in time, right? Because if not, then you have to try like a bunny hop that she has, or like another staff attempt, right? But that's going to be a big thing. She does have an air super with the air staff throw, but that's really about it. The universal launch is going to help her combo-wise, which is good. But yeah, I don't think she's going to be that amazing. I think there's a chance that she's going to be solid. She's going to be like about here, I think. Probably better than D.Dark. But I think about here. You know, not overwhelming. I think she's going to calm down a lot. She's not that good in AD either. She's probably a bit better in some ways, but I don't know. It's hard to say, right? Hayate. So, let's drink some water. So I think Hayate has gotten a lot better. He got buffed massively in Fexel. So now he's, you know, super strong. He's not low tier anymore. In AD, he is decently strong. He's slightly different though. His Kamaidaches are definitely weakened because of how strong it is in Fexel. But honestly, I think he's going to be pretty good. I'm curious if his sidestep you can slice sidesteps with his move, because it looks like it hits like in a wide range, like a wide horizontal range. So that's going to be interesting to see. He does have an air throw. He does have an air super. That's very, very good. And actually, if you hit it at the angle that I'm thinking air combos work, you'll actually get a hard knockdown. And if they keep his overhead the way it is in current Fexel, it's actually really, really fast. So you can probably get pressure after your hard knockdown, or even a cross-up setup, or a safe jump setup. Like, that's stupid good. That's stupid good. I mean, I think Hayate is going to be strong. I think he's going to be better than Jack. Probably better than Kairi, honestly. Based on just what I'm thinking right now. His anti-air is already good, you know. His launch potential is pretty strong. And he's got great normals that maybe are a little slow, on the slower side compared to other versions of those normals, but they're really good. Great sand medium kick, great sand heavy kick, great stand heavy punch, great crouch heavy punch, you know, great stand light kick. Stand medium punch is great too, right? He's got the best version of everything, technically. He's got some of the best normals. Pullum. Pullum is a mixed bag for me. So she is also one of those characters like Blair, how she needs, well, not like Blair, she's more like Sanane. So she's a lot better with meter. And her supers do a lot of damage, right? Mostly the Rezakana one, the flip, where she does a flip several times and then backflips. That does a lot of damage, especially in the corner after a juggle. Now, if you can sidestep these air drills that she does, she has like 3 angles of the air drill. She has the command normal in the air that causes a bounce. That's going to be huge for her, right? Also the air super, the kind wind, is also really key. I think she's going to be great because of that free juggle state. I mean, juggle state into air drill, maybe into a grounded special, or grounded super to finish the combo. Like, I'm imagining if you could do part of your air combo, right? Do a drill. Yeah, like, I wonder if you can do, because if you can do heavy and slam them towards the ground, if you cancel that into drill, does that still hit, or does it cause the actual hard knockdown and you can't juggle anymore? That's what I'm wondering. So yeah, if she can air block then drill, that's gonna be super good. That's gonna be super good. Well, I did see actually you can, because she can, because I saw Alan block then still attack after air blocking, and then Terry and Alan traded. So I imagine you can. So her punishes are going to be really good. Like against reversals that she blocks in the air. Like if you block a rising tackle, instant punish. Stops Terry from even doing a reversal super. Right? She might be a sleeper top tier. She might be better than all these characters. I don't know about Scullo. I think, you know what, probably better than Scullo. She might be here. She's low-key kind of funky in AD. Her light version of her drill, drill press, keeps them standing. So you can actually combo and cancel an EX dash and keep going. Pretty cool. I'm curious to see. They might have to nerf her, honestly. I don't know if they will, but I hope they don't. I hope all they do is buff. Yo, Glenn, what's going on, bud? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good day. And yeah, feel free to lurk. I'll be playing some Marvel Snap in just a little bit. Probably not for too much longer. Maybe like 30 minutes or something. No worries, man. Thanks for always stopping by, man. I appreciate you. Rosso. He's interesting. So I think in the new version, he's not meter dependent. He's not necessarily meter dependent, but basically the meter he uses just builds further into his kit, right? Like the volcano pillar leads into another hard knockdown, but he already gets that hard knockdown from, well, actually no, he doesn't get the hard knockdown from the Rekkas. He has to commit to the 2 hits and then go for a fireball. So actually, you know what? He'll only be able to get his really dirty mix only a few times in the game. And if you get hit with the Pisa, right? I don't know the Italian name for it, but the volcano pillar super, you can EX illusion it every time and get out and not have to deal with a hard knockdown to set up, right? But so again, it's gonna make him so low key. It's gonna make him either really, really good because you're forcing the opponent to use bar to get out of your situations. You're basically gonna trade bar for bar, right? But he'll still get pressure. You just won't get a hard knockdown into, slow fireball. So he's gonna be either very weak or very strong, based on how sidestep works. Yeah, sidestep hop. Like imagine hopping and. Oh, that's a good consideration. So like if you're baiting a wake up, can you sidestep the wake up? Because like Terry's not gonna care. Terry's gonna hit you on all sides, I imagine, right? But if you're Alan or Kyrie or Garuda and you sidestep on their wake up, do you make their wake up reversal whiff? Does that mean they have to start waking up super? Like Garuda Kinebu, is that going to be a lot better because it's going to hit on all sides? Is that the meta now? Will that be the meta? Is that the thing? Well, now you have to start using moves that look like they hit on all sides? It may be. Because, I mean, you wouldn't wake up buttons nowadays. No, thanks for the follow. Salalan, 1984. Yeah, because if there's circular moves, or moves that look like they hit on all sides, do they actually hit on all sides, and do the sidestepping make them, not whiff and they get hit for it? And then do moves that look horizontal and vertical whiff, right? That's a big question that we have to answer. But Rosso has no air special, no air supers, right? He's not meter dependent, but it does help to have meter. And actually, so in AD, if you guys don't know, his fireball is not actually super slow. He just has a fireball. He does have the slow version on the light version, but the heavy version is just a full screen fireball. So I hope they lean more towards his Vexel variant with the slow fireball and whatnot. I think he'll be solid. Probably better than Tsunade. Probably better than Darun, I'll say. Probably, yeah. I'll say probably. Because he does decent damage even without bar. Decent damage. Nothing like Blair, but probably. Yeah, Kyrie. I think Kyrie's going to be good in the new Vexel version, honestly. Salalan. I definitely think so. Sharon. So Sharon, if you guys don't know, has bullets and she has no way of reloading those bullets. So once she has them, so if you can sidestep the bullet, that's going to be very bad for her, because if you make it whiff, she doesn't get pressure anymore. Because a lot of her core Fexel gameplay is using an air bullet to keep them blocking or make them avoid it, and then punishing or getting free pressure from like mid-screen. Obviously the bullet you can dodge, you can low profile with like sweep or something like that. You can dash or backdash to avoid it, or make the spacing different. But if you can sidestep the air bullet so that she can't like just dash in and pressure you, that's going to be huge. A huge nerf to her. And she is meter dependent because her damage is very low. It would be nice if moves that hit horizontal get hit by low moves or let you run up. Yeah, true. It's true. Oh, if she gets a fake shooting move, that's interesting, actually. Yeah, maybe. Like, maybe you press kick instead. Because she has no curve circle forward move. Yeah, she has half circle forward, which is her command grab. Yeah, that's interesting, actually, AO. That's a good point. She has air specials, but they're very weak and very limited because they're the bullets. She has no air supers. Basically, all her good stuff requires bullets and meter. Because her Dark Fire, her Dark Hellfire, is super, super strong. Single hit. You can't really... You know what's interesting? Her other two supers that aren't bullets, Shuttle Combination and Sharon Special, are both very long in recovery. So I imagine if you land those on hit, you can just EX Illusion, and she can't really do anything except EX Dash herself to become not punishable anymore, right? So Sharon might be a lot weaker, to be quite honest. She's got great normals. She's got great speed, amazing backdash, probably the best backdash in the game, next to Skullo and Shadowgeist. But Sharon, she does have an air throw though. So again, it's gonna... A lot of these questions, obviously, we don't know all the answers about how air throws can work and interact with air combos and stuff like that. So gonna have to see. It's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be really hard. So in Fexel right now, the last buff they gave her was that she has... So when she does her Rekka, her Gale Hammer Fist, you can choose to do excuse me, either a kick or a punch and afterwards. But the difference now is that you can choose to do the version that causes a knockdown, the version that causes an air reset, or the version that does a hard knockdown. And because of that, you can get a light or a medium and combo into the light version, and then still combo into the heavy version to get the hard knockdown. So she can get a hard knockdown from any light punish if she gets one, which is amazing, right? And because she gets a bullet, free pressure, gets a mix up, you know, hard knockdown is excellent for her. Excellent. And that's meterless. That's meterless. That costs a bullet though, but it is meterless. So I'm very curious how she's going to turn out. I think she's going to be weaker though. Probably a lot weaker than D.Dark, to be honest. Probably a lot weaker than D.Dark. But she's still going to be good. Oh, excuse me. She's still going to be good though, I think. Definitely. Arya. Arya's an interesting one. So she's probably the weirdest character in all of Fexo right now, because she's vastly different in terms of strength in Fexel and AD. In AD, she's low-key one of the best characters in the game. I think top 5, without any debate, she's top 5 in AD. Top 3, then you're going to start to debate a little bit, maybe. And in Fexel, she's perceived, like, I perceive her to be pretty low. Like, low-mid. Mostly because she's limited by the combo system, because she doesn't have any link combo. She only has links from her lights, like her jab. She's heavily reliant on chains, and basically she's when she loses her arm, she loses access to those normals and to those specials, right? That's a huge thing. Kept so passive, carries the most charismatic man in the SFX game. He's still charismatic. People love him in Japan. And he's really fun. He's one of the funnest characters, I think, in Fexel. He's not that popular in the West, though, funny enough. I'm not sure why. I like him. I like him. But yeah, area. I think she has an air special, or sorry, air super, and she has her air command normal where she like smashes down. It's sort of like a dive kick, not really. It's just a way to change your jump arc basically, and it doesn't hit crouching opponents, so you can block it crouching. So, and her damage off Great Cancer super is quite required for her usage. Like that's what makes her do so much damage. Her download and upload are very good in 80. Very good, because the download where she puts her arm into the ground and it pops up, it actually tracks the opponent in 80. So I don't know if that's going to be the case. If it is like that, she's going to be way better. Imagine if you can sidestep that though, right? So depending on which version they put of her, I think regardless she'll be solid. I think she'll be solid. With all the defensive options though, she might not be as good, because with guard cancel and EX illusion. Because you know what I imagine a lot of the time is that if you do a combo that deals a lot of damage, like let's say you do like Great Cancer, right? If you mash EX illusion, you won't have to take all that damage, right? Yeah, honestly. So, like, she does have ways to set up hard knockdown without bar, which is good, but I don't know. I think I'm kind of torn on Area. I think she'll be like worse than Tsunade, to be honest, because her combo potential is so basic and linear, right? Outside of, you know, meter usage and setting up download pickups and all that. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's unreasonable. I mean, you can yell at Capcom for that when they did that to Ryu in Street Fighter V. Kept him low tier for so long. Hokuto. I think we're coming into a similar situation with Shirase, right? Key differences is her command normal is also an overhead with Hokuto, where Shirase doesn't have a command normal overhead. Big thing to call out too is that command normal overheads in Fexel are not super cancelable. They're just kind of like, you just do the hit and that's all you get. In AD though, they're super cancelable. So if that's the thing, characters with normal overheads are going to be much, much better. So like, you know, Hokuto, Sharon, D.Dark. But again, we don't know. We don't know which version is going to come in. We don't know also what adjustments they've made between those two, right? So I'd say Hokuto is going to fare probably about the same success as Shirase, right? Now Terry is interesting because he is the best character in the game. Excuse me. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna cancel Marvel Snap. I'm feeling I need some like hot tea or something. I need to eat food. But anyway, sorry. So with Terry, he is low key mid tier probably in AD because they took away his running. So with his running dash-in combos was the biggest reason he was able to get so much damage and so much juggle potential in Fexel, right? Also because his power wave after a knockdown, like you do sweep and then sweep or whatever knockdown, you do power wave, you run it in pressure. It's like free Oki for him. Because AD didn't have running, you didn't have dashing, you couldn't really set up his pressure like you could. And you also couldn't combo like you could, right? So it makes him a lot weaker. But now, with running back in and chains back in, he's going to be way stronger. So I think we're going to get some sort of fusion between the two tier placements. I think he'll definitely be strong. Will he be one of the best? Will he be one of the best? Against a Geist that potentially can control the screen, right? If he has to go against AD Geist, I don't know if he can. Because Terry's slow, right? You guys got to remember, Terry has a very high jump and he's very slow compared to other characters in the game. He's one of the slower characters. He's as slow as Jack, right? Obviously great normals, obviously great supers, great damage potential, obviously. He has to, when he gets the hit, he's going to kill you. His juggle combos are nuts. Probably going to be still really strong. Going to be probably a bit different, I'd say. He doesn't have to spend bar to juggle you anymore. So maybe you're gonna see a lot more. I think you're gonna see a lot more Buster Wolf usage. Although, like Alan, they both don't have any air specials or supers as well. You know what? Because of this, I'm gonna bring Alan down too. I think probably better than Alan. It's also gonna matter on his. Actually, you know what? Because I think he's probably gonna be able to do his launcher and then go into level 3. Because Terry's Start on Volcano does so much damage. So much damage. So for 3 bars, you just need to do it twice and you'll kill them. Because it does almost 50%. I think it does 45% if I'm not mistaken. So you're going to do 90% damage, I'm pretty sure. And then you'll still have 1 bar left over. So if that's going to be a thing, Terry might be the best. But we'll have to see how much that damage scaling is. I think he's going to be here. Blair might be the best. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Blair might be the best. I mean, to be honest, even Garuda, like, I think I can compress this further. I don't think there's going to be a struggle. Because Garuda doesn't really struggle, he's just weaker, right? I think this is pretty confident. I think looking at all these characters, this is how it's going to be. Yeah. I don't know, what do you guys think?